Alright guys, what's up? So most of you guys watching this video will already be hitting the gym and eating right and increasing your bench press and deadlift and all that, but that doesn't even make half of what athleticism actually is. Now today's topic is going to be very interesting, something that you would have never heard of by your professors or fitness coaches, and even this topic is very complex and difficult to understand for an average person. But I will explain it in a way that each one of you watching can understand, and I will try to make it as interesting as I possibly can. Now, for this video, we will first understand our goal on what you want yourself to become. Now, by athleticism, it means you become stronger, faster, and conditioned well to endure any physical or mental challenge. Now, that's going to be the goal. Our very first goal is going to be strength. Now, being strong is on top of the triangle. Many of you guys in the gym would be focusing on hypertrophy, but hypertrophy isn't the best approach to building animalistic strength. Now, many of you won't know what hypertrophy actually is. Now, a hypertrophy is the process where cells increase in size, leading to an enlargement of an organ or tissue. So it means if you want to make something bigger, you have to choose the hypertrophy route. So for sure, if your goal is to build more muscle mass, a hypertrophy is the way to go. But specifically for strength, you have to design your sets for strength. For example, let's say you're doing a bench press. A typical hypertrophy method would be around 12 reps, but if you are training for strength, 12 is too much. That means you can sustain a weight for much more reps, so you will have to increase your weight on the bench to a point where you can hardly do 4 to 6 reps. The three best exercises for raw strength is the compound ones: the deadlift, the bench press, and the squat. Now, a very traditional way to strength that most Greek-Roman wrestlers used to do were not in the gym. Something like farmer carries is the best way to build raw strength for wrestling and combat. A strength and conditioning exercise where you hold a heavy weight in each hand and walk for a set of distance for some time. This exercise engages multiple muscle groups, including arms, shoulders, the core, and the glutes and the legs. Now the second part is about endurance. In my video about cardio on the other channel called Back to Stone Age, I have talked about very much in depth about stamina and cardio, but the idea remains the same. Now, building stamina and endurance requires a phased approach that goes beyond the basic advice like run more or eat healthy or sprint. The difference between stamina and endurance is that stamina means the ability to sustain prolonged physical or mental effort. It's about maintaining performance over time without fatigue. Now, what is endurance? Endurance typically refers to cardiovascular and muscular endurance, enabling you to perform aerobic or anaerobic activities for extended periods of time. Except for these two, there are three other things you need to get dramatic improvements in, and you will need to target VO2 max, which is basically means the maximum rate of oxygen consumptions during exercise, which is a key indicator of aerobic capacity. And the second is lactate threshold, which means the exercise intensity at which lactate begins to accumulate in the body, limiting performance. And the third is muscular endurance, the ability of muscles to perform repeated contractions over time. You need to also train these psychological markers through specific training, nutrition, and recovery protocols. Now, for advanced cardiovascular training, you need to be doing high-intensity interval training, HIIT or HIIT. And I know the name might sound hard to comprehend, but I will put it this way. You push to your extreme limit for short bursts of time again and again. This is what HIIT training is. And why does it work? HIIT training or HIIT training improves VO2 max and lactate threshold by pushing your cardiovascular system to adapt to intense short bursts of effort followed by recovery. Studies show HIIT can improve aerobic capacity by 15 to 20% in as little as 6 weeks. Now, what's my protocol for this? My best way to do HIIT is hill sprinting. I love nature and fresh air, so I go out, run as fast as I can up the hill, and then stop for a few seconds and then run it back. But you can also try something like cycling, maybe in the gym or outside on a real cycle. It's up to you. The frequency should be at least 2 to 3 sessions per week. So that was it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I worked really hard to make videos, come up with a script, with the resources, with ideas. So if you enjoyed it, please do subscribe, drop a like, and that would be it. I'm not charging you anything except for that. No money, everything is free. So I would really appreciate if you could show some support, subscribe, and probably like drop a like and a comment maybe.